Commander Freya Winters stood at the window of Orbital Station 0, her reflection ghosting against the backdrop of Earth below. Most of humanity believed the International Space Station was humanity's highest achievement in space. They were wrong. The real achievement hung invisible in high orbit, a network of quantum-shielded platforms that had taken 20 years to build in absolute secrecy. Only 300 people on Earth knew of its existence. Freya commanded them all. "Commander," Lieutenant Raj Kumar's voice broke through her thoughts. "The quantum sensors have picked up something at the edge of the Kuiper belt." Freya turned from the window, her silver hair catching the starlight. At 45, she'd spent half her life preparing for this moment. "Show me." The holographic display materialized in the center of the command center, showing 3 distinct energy signatures moving through space. They were trying to stay hidden, using technology that would have been undetectable to conventional sensors. But humanity's quantum detection grid, reverse-engineered from the wreckage of a scout ship that had crashed in the Atacama Desert 30 years ago, saw them clearly. "Analysis?" Freya asked, studying the signatures. "Based on their energy output and movement patterns, they matched the theoretical profiles we developed from the Atacama wreckage," Raj replied, his fingers dancing across the holographic controls. "Scout ships, most likely. But bigger. Much bigger." Freya nodded slowly. The Atacama incident had changed everything. When that small alien scout ship crashed, carrying technology centuries beyond human capability, Earth's leaders made an unprecedented decision. Instead of announcing the discovery to the world, they kept it secret. They knew that somewhere out there, a civilization existed that might one day come looking for their lost ship. "Contact the Council," Freya ordered. "And wake up the Guardians." Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in underwater bases that officially didn't exist, 3,000 enhanced soldiers slept in cryogenic chambers. The Guardians, they were called, volunteers who had undergone extensive genetic modifications using knowledge gleaned from the alien wreckage. They were humanity's last line of defense. "What about the civilian governments?" Raj asked, already sending the alert to the Council. "Not yet," Freya replied. "Protocol 7 remains in effect until we confirm their intentions." Protocol 7 was simple: let them think we're primitive. Let them underestimate us. It had taken incredible discipline to maintain the illusion of a relatively primitive civilization. Every technological breakthrough derived from the alien wreckage had to be kept hidden. Public space programs remained deliberately slow and inefficient. Satellite technology was kept basic. Even the internet was maintained at a level far below what humanity was actually capable of. "Signal from the Council," Raj announced. "They're activating the Phantom Protocol." Freya allowed herself a grim smile. Phantom Protocol meant deploying the Ghost Fleet, ships built in secret lunar bases, powered by quantum drives and staffed by AI systems far beyond anything the public knew existed. They would shadow the alien scouts, gathering intelligence while remaining undetectable. "Commander," a new voice called out. Dr. Namra Patel, their chief scientist, rushed into the command center. "The energy signatures, they're consistent with the theoretical models we developed for Zirconian technology." Freya's breath caught. They had hoped they were wrong about that. The writing in the crashed ship had been partially translated, revealing fragments about a vast empire that spanned thousands of worlds. The Zirconian Empire, they called themselves. And according to the fragments, they had a standard procedure for dealing with developing civilizations: conquest or annihilation. "How long until they reach scanning range of Earth?" Freya asked. "At their current speed, 48 hours, Raj answered. "But there's something else. The quantum web is picking up similar signatures in other star systems. Many of them. All moving." Freya's jaw tightened. "Not just scouts then. An invasion force, gathering slowly, testing Earth's defenses first. They thought they would find an easy target, a young civilization barely reaching for the stars. Send the orders to all facilities, she commanded. Initiate Ghost Protocol across all platforms. I want every piece of advanced technology we have cloaked and hidden. Let them see exactly what they expect to see, a primitive world, still playing with chemical rockets and basic AI. As her crew rushed to comply, Freya returned to the window. Somewhere out there, an empire that had conquered thousands of worlds was preparing to add Earth to its collection. They would come expecting an easy victory, looking down on the primitive humans with their quaint technology and divided nations. They would learn too late that humanity had spent 30 years preparing for this moment. Earth's apparent technological progress wasn't slow because humans were primitive. It was slow because they had chosen to make it appear that way. Because sometimes, the best defense wasn't a show of strength, but a carefully crafted illusion of weakness. Message from the Phantom Fleet, Raj called out. They're in position and tracking the scout ships. All stealth systems functioning perfectly. Freya nodded, watching Earth rotate slowly below. Let them come, she whispered. Let them come and learn what humanity is truly capable of. In the depths of space, invisible to all but the most advanced quantum sensors, humanity's ghost ships moved silently into position, their crews ready, their weapons armed. The first act of humanity's greatest deception was about to begin, and Commander Freya Winters would direct every move of this deadly dance. The Zarkonians were about to learn a crucial lesson: sometimes, the most dangerous predator is the one that looks like prey. Ambassador Thex of the Zarkonian Empire stood before the United Nations General Assembly, his iridescent scales gleaming under Earth's primitive lighting systems. To the gathered human leaders, he appeared as a model of diplomatic grace. None of them could see the contempt behind his four golden eyes. The Zarkonian Empire extends its hand in friendship, he announced, his translator converting his clicks and whistles into smooth English. We come to welcome humanity into the greater galactic community. In a hidden chamber beneath the UN building, Dr. James Harrison watched the alien ambassador on multiple screens, each displaying different analytical data. His team of linguistic experts and behavioral scientists worked frantically, analyzing every micro-movement, every subtle variation in the aliens' biosignatures. He's lying, Dr. Yuki Tanaka, their lead behavioral analyst, stated flatly. The pattern of bioluminescence in his scales, it doesn't match his words. According to the data we gathered from the Atacama ship, this pattern indicates aggression, not friendship. James nodded, his dark fingers tapping against the quantum tablet in his hands. Send the data to Commander Winters. Confirmation code Omega 7. Above them, Ambassador Thex continued his speech, promising technological gifts and cultural exchange. The assembled world leaders applauded, dazzled by the prospect of peaceful first contact. Only a select few knew the truth, that this was all an elaborate game of deception, played by both sides. Incoming transmission from the Phantom Fleet, his assistant, Zara Patel, announced. They've detected multiple gravitational anomalies at the edge of the solar system. Large ones. Their invasion force, James muttered. Right on schedule. How many ships? Initial estimates suggest over 300 vessels, all currently in stealth mode. They think we can't detect them. James allowed himself a grim smile. The Zarkonian stealth technology was impressive, but humanity's quantum detection grid, hidden beneath layers of seemingly primitive satellites, saw everything. The enemy fleet was positioning itself exactly as predicted. Sir, Zara called out urgently. We're detecting unusual activity from the ambassador's ship. They're scanning Earth's defense systems, but they're only finding what we want them to find, James finished. The public defense systems, the missile silos, the Air Force bases, the naval fleets, were all real, but they were also a carefully crafted facade. The real defenders of Earth lay hidden beneath the oceans, within hollow mountains, and in orbital platforms that appeared to be nothing more than communication satellites. A secure channel opened on his quantum comm. Commander Winters' face appeared, her expression tense. Harrison, the council is meeting. The Zarkonians are moving faster than expected. Their fleet will be in strike position within 72 hours. They're getting cocky, James replied. Ambassador Thex's performance is almost insulting. They really believe we're that naive. Good. Let them believe it. The Guardians are ready. How's Project Mirror coming along? James glanced at another screen, showing a massive underground facility where engineers worked on sleek, black ships. The reverse-engineered drives are performing beyond expectations. The neural interfaces are fully operational. When the time comes, we'll be ready. The coming days would test humanity's resolve like never before. While Ambassador Thex played his role above ground, promising peace and prosperity, the real battle was being fought in shadows and silence. Every scan the Zarkonians made showed them exactly what they expected, a primitive species, barely unified, with technology centuries behind their own. They didn't detect the quantum shield grid, capable of stopping their most powerful weapons. They missed the Ghost Fleet, ships built with technology stolen and improved from their own crashed vessel. And they had no idea that even now, human consciousness was being uploaded into hybrid quantum computers, ready to outthink and outmaneuver their best AI systems. New data from the linguistic team, Yuki announced. We've fully cracked their encryption. We can read all their communications now. James straightened in his chair. Show me. The screens filled with translated text, military orders, fleet movements, invasion plans. The Zarkonians weren't even bothering to hide their true intentions in their private communications. Why should they? They thought humans were too primitive to intercept, let alone decrypt, their quantum-encrypted messages. They're planning to strike in 3 days, Yuki said, reading through the data. They'll use the ambassador's ship as a forward command center. The first wave will target our major military installations, the second wave will take out power and communication infrastructure, and the third wave. We'll never get the chance, James finished. He opened a channel to all hidden facilities worldwide. This is Control. Operation Lighthouse is now active. I repeat, Lighthouse is active. Across the planet, hidden bases hummed to life. The Guardians began awakening from their cryosleep, their enhanced bodies and minds ready for combat. In underwater hangars, ships that shouldn't exist powered up their quantum drives. And in orbit, invisible platforms shifted, preparing their weapons. Ambassador Thex finished his speech to thunderous applause, believing his deception was working perfectly. He had no way of knowing that his every word, every gesture, had only confirmed what humanity already knew. The game of deception was about to end, but not in the way the Zarkonian Empire expected. As James watched the ambassador leave the UN building, he couldn't help but feel a touch of pity for the aliens. They thought they were the hunters, moving in for an easy kill. They were about to discover that humanity had never been prey. They were about to learn why Protocol 7 existed, because sometimes, the best way to win a war is to let your enemy think they've already won. The first Zarkonian strike came at dawn. Their ships descended from orbit like falling stars, targeting what they believed were Earth's primary military installations. Nuclear missile silos, Air Force bases, naval fleets, all carefully maintained decoys that had served their purpose perfectly. General Marcus Rodriguez watched from the real command center, buried 2 miles beneath the Rocky Mountains. Holographic displays showed the alien fleet's attack pattern, exactly as predicted. They had taken the bait. All units, execute Sierra Protocol, he commanded, his voice carrying to hidden bases worldwide. Let's show them what humanity's really been working on. Beneath the oceans, massive doors opened in the seafloor. From the Mariana Trench, the Puerto Rico Trench, and dozen other deep-sea locations, humanity's true defense forces emerged. Ships that combined reversed-engineered Zarkonian technology with 30 years of human innovation rose from the depths, their quantum shields already active. Guardian Units 1 through 7, you have launch clearance, Marcus announced. Show them what enhanced humans can do. The Guardians, in their neurolinked battle suits, launched from underwater bases in swarms. Their enhanced bodies and minds, permanently altered by controlled genetic engineering, made them faster and stronger than any normal human. Their battle suits, powered by miniaturized quantum cores, made them nearly invincible. Above Moscow, a Zarkonian warship fired its main cannon at what it thought was a vital military command center. The beam struck an empty building while the real base, hidden beneath quantum camouflage, remained untouched. Similar scenes played out worldwide as the aliens attacked shadow targets, wasting their first strike advantage. "Sir," Lieutenant Sofia Mendoza called out, "Ambassador Thex is demanding to speak with Earth's leaders. He's threatening full planetary bombardment if we don't surrender immediately." Marcus smiled grimly. "Put him through on the main screen. It's time he learned who he's really dealing with." The alien ambassador's face appeared, his scales flashing with angry patterns. "Your primitive defenses are useless," he began, but stopped short when he realized he wasn't seeing a bunker filled with terrified humans. Instead, he saw a command center more advanced than anything in the Zarkonian fleet. "Ambassador Thex," Marcus said calmly, "I believe there's been a misunderstanding. You seem to think you're dealing with a primitive species." He gestured, and the holographic displays showed the true extent of Earth's defense network. "Allow us to correct that impression." In orbit, Earth's quantum platforms dropped their camouflage. Thousands of defensive satellites, far more advanced than anything the Zarkonians had detected, powered up their weapons. The Ghost Fleet, hidden until now by technology the aliens thought impossible for humans to possess, materialized around the Zarkonian ships. "Impossible," Thex whispered, his scales paling. "Your species, you were supposed to be primitive. Our scans showed exactly what we wanted them to show," Marcus finished. "Did you really think we wouldn't prepare after finding your scout ship in the Atacama Desert? Humanity has spent 3 decades getting ready for this moment." On screens across the command center, the battle was unfolding. Guardian squadrons were boarding Zarkonian ships, their enhanced abilities and advanced suits making short work of the alien defenders. Earth's Ghost Fleet, using improved versions of Zarkonian weapons, disabled enemy vessels with surgical precision. "This is your only warning," Marcus continued. "Withdraw your forces immediately, or face the consequences. You thought you were dealing with easy prey. You were wrong." From hidden bases in the Himalayas, massive rail guns that combined human ingenuity with alien power sources began targeting the Zarkonian fleet. In orbit, quantum platforms charged their main weapons, devices that could tear holes in spacetime itself. You deceived us," Thex stammered, his translator struggling to convey his shock. "No, Ambassador. You deceived yourselves. You saw what you expected to see, a young, divided species taking its first steps into space. You never asked why our progress seemed so slow, so deliberate. You never wondered if perhaps we were hiding our true capabilities." The Guardians had now secured 20 Zarkonian ships, their enhanced minds interfacing directly with the alien technology through neural links. Earth's Ghost Fleet had surrounded the remaining enemy vessels, quantum weapons primed. "Sir," Sophia reported, "we're detecting power surges in the enemy fleet. They're preparing to jump to hyperspace." Marcus nodded. "Let them go. Let them tell their empire what they found here. Let them explain how humanity turned their own technology against them." On the screen, Thex's scales flashed patterns of fear and confusion. "This isn't over," he threatened, but his voice lacked conviction. "You're right, Ambassador. This isn't over. This is just the beginning. Humanity is ready to take its place in the galaxy, but not as your subjects. We'll meet the Zarkonian Empire as equals, or as adversaries. The choice is yours." As the Zarkonian fleet retreated in disarray, Marcus turned to his command staff. "Signal all bases. Begin Phase 2 of the Emergence Protocol. It's time to show the world what humanity has really achieved." Above them, the quantum platforms maintained their vigilant watch, ready to defend Earth against any threat. In the oceans and mountains, more advanced technology waited to be revealed. And in orbit, the Ghost Fleet prepared for the possibility of a larger invasion. Humanity had passed its first real test against an alien empire. But Marcus knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was about to learn that appearances could be deceiving, and that sometimes the most dangerous species was the one that chose to hide its strength. The age of deception was over. The age of humanity's true emergence had begun. Fleet Commander Rhea Patel stood on the bridge of the ESS Artemis, Earth's first quantum dreadnought, as it prepared to lead humanity's counteroffensive. The massive ship, built in secret lunar shipyards, represented the perfect fusion of stolen Zirconian technology and human innovation. All battle groups report ready, her second-in-command, Captain David O'Connor, announced. The Guardian squadrons are synchronized with their neural interfaces. Ghost Fleet is in attack formation. Rhea studied the tactical display showing their target, the Zirconian Empire's primary shipyard in the Centaurus Arm. Intelligence gathered from their previous encounter suggested the Empire was marshalling its forces there, preparing for a full-scale invasion of Earth. They still think they're dealing with primitives who got lucky, Rhea said, her dark eyes reflecting the holographic stars. Let's show them how wrong they are. Begin Operation Thunderbolt. The human fleet dropped out of quantum space directly above the shipyard. 300 ships, each more advanced than anything the Zirconians had seen before. The ESS Artemis led the charge, its hybrid weapons already targeting the facility's main defense grid. Multiple enemy contacts, the sensor officer called out. They're scrambling their fleet, but they're disorganized. They didn't expect us to be able to reach them here. Rhea allowed herself a small smile. The Zirconian Empire had ruled the galaxy through fear and superior technology for millennia. They had never encountered a species that could take their technology, improve it, and turn it against them within a single generation. Launch Guardian strike teams, she ordered. Target their command and control centers. And deploy the quantum disruptors. The quantum disruptors were purely human innovation, weapons that could temporarily shut down any technology based on Zirconian principles. As the devices activated, enemy ships began losing power, their advanced systems rendered useless by humans who had learned to think beyond the Empire's rigid technological doctrine. "Ma'am," Captain O'Connor called out, "we're detecting a transmission from the surface. It's the Imperial High Command." "Put them through," Rhea commanded, straightening her uniform. The holographic image of High Commander Vex materialized on the bridge, his scales flashing patterns of rage and disbelief. "How dare you attack an Imperial facility? Your species will be—" "Spare me the threats, High Commander," Rhea interrupted. "Your Empire's days of unopposed dominance are over. We've analyzed your technology, improved upon it, and developed countermeasures for every weapon in your arsenal." As if to emphasize her point, a Guardian squad breached the main control center of the shipyard. The enhanced humans, their neural interfaces giving them perfect control over their advanced battle suits, moved with impossible speed and precision. "Impossible," Vex sputtered. "No species has ever." "That's your Empire's fundamental weakness," Rhea cut in. "You've grown complacent. You expect every new civilization to follow the same pattern of development, to be easily conquered or controlled. Humanity chose a different path." On the tactical displays, the battle continued to unfold. Earth's Ghost Fleet systematically disabled Zirconian defenses while suffering minimal casualties. The quantum disruptors had rendered the Empire's technological advantage meaningless. "We're not here to destroy your Empire," Rhea continued. "We're here to deliver a message: Earth is off limits. But more than that, the age of Zirconian dominance is ending. It's time for a new approach." She gestured, and the tactical display showed dozens of other alien civilizations under Imperial control. "We've studied your Empire thoroughly. We know how many species you've subjugated. What do you think they'll do when they learn that your technology can be defeated? That your weapons can be turned against you? Vex's scales shifted to patterns indicating fear. You wouldn't dare. We already have, Rhea replied. Even as we speak, Earth's quantum communication network is broadcasting the specifications for our countermeasures to every civilization in your empire. We're giving them the tools to free themselves. The sensor officer's voice cut through the tension. Commander, we're detecting multiple quantum signatures. Ships are appearing all over the sector, they're from the subjugated worlds. They're using our technology. Rhea faced the hologram of Vex, her expression stern. You have a choice, High Commander. Continue this path of conquest and watch your empire tear itself apart, or embrace a new future. One where the galaxy's species exist as equals, not as conquerors and subjects. Around them, the battle had turned into something else. Ships from dozens of alien civilizations were appearing, using Earth's quantum technology to break free from imperial control. The Zarkonian Empire's greatest nightmare was becoming reality, their subjects were rising up, armed with weapons they couldn't counter. The terms of our offer are simple, Rhea declared. The Empire transitions to a confederation of equal species, or it faces a galaxy-wide rebellion equipped with Earth's technology. You have one standard day to decide. She cut the transmission, turning to face her crew. The bridge was silent, every human there understanding the magnitude of what they had just done. In a single strike, they had not only defended Earth but had potentially changed the political structure of the entire galaxy. All ships, maintain battle positions, she ordered. And prepare to receive diplomatic delegations from our new potential allies. The galaxy is about to change, and humanity will help guide that change. The ESS Artemis hung in space above the conquered shipyard, a symbol of humanity's emergence as a galactic power. They had done what no other species had managed in 10,000 years, they had broken the Empire's technological monopoly and offered hope to countless subjugated civilizations. Now they would wait to see if the Zarkonians were wise enough to choose diplomacy over destruction. Either way, humanity was ready. They had hidden their strength once. They would never need to hide it again. The Great Hall of Reconciliation, constructed in Earth orbit specifically for this moment, hosted representatives from over 1,000 worlds. The massive structure, built with combined technologies from dozens of civilizations, served as a powerful symbol of the new galactic order that was emerging. At the center of it all stood Director Freya Winters, now serving as Earth's primary diplomatic representative. The same woman who had once hidden humanity's strength now led the effort to forge a new future for the galaxy. The Transition Council is ready, Lieutenant Raj Kumar, now a senior diplomatic aide, informed her. The Zarkonian delegation has arrived, along with representatives from all former subject worlds. Freya nodded, studying the assembled aliens through the quantum glass viewport. Former enemies and newly liberated allies, all gathered in one place. It had been 6 months since humanity's strike against the Imperial shipyards, 6 months of careful negotiations and dramatic changes throughout the galaxy. High Commander Vex, now serving as the transitional leader of the former empire, approached her. His scales no longer showed patterns of aggression or superiority, but rather the complex rhythms that indicated respectful dialogue. Director Winters, he greeted her, his translator perfectly conveying his formal tone. We are ready to begin the final phase of the transition. The main chamber of the Great Hall hummed with activity as delegates took their places. Dr. James Harrison, operating from his position in the diplomatic corps, coordinated with representatives from formerly subjugated worlds, ensuring their voices would be heard equally. Before we begin, Freya addressed the assembly, her voice carrying clearly through the universal translators, I want to remind everyone why we're here. Not because of military victory or technological superiority, but because we all recognize the need for change. The holographic displays activated, showing the proposed structure for the new Galactic Confederation. Unlike the Empire's rigid hierarchy, this would be a true partnership of equals, with each civilization contributing its unique strengths and perspectives. Humanity's greatest strength, she continued, was never our ability to adapt alien technology or develop new weapons. It was our understanding that true power comes from unity in diversity. We hid our advancement not out of fear, but because we knew the galaxy needed more than just another conquering force. The assembled delegates listened intently as she outlined the final provisions of the Confederation Charter. Earth's quantum communication network would be shared among all member worlds, creating instantaneous links across the galaxy. The advanced defensive technologies developed by humanity would protect all Confederation worlds equally. The age of empire is over, Freya declared. The age of collaboration begins today. One by one, representatives from each world stepped forward to sign the charter. Former imperial worlds, newly liberated civilizations, and even species that had hidden their own advancements from the Empire, all joining together in a new galactic community. High Commander Vex was the last to approach the signing platform. We were wrong about humanity, he admitted publicly. We saw what we expected to see, a primitive species ready for conquest. Instead, we found teachers who showed us a better way. As the final signatures were recorded, the Great Hall erupted in celebration. Species that had been enemies for millennia now stood together as allies. The quantum networks lit up with messages of joy and hope from thousands of worlds. In a quiet moment amid the celebration, Freya found herself standing with General Rodriguez and Fleet Commander Patel, watching Earth rotate slowly below them. Did you ever imagine this? Rhea asked, gesturing to the celebrating delegates. When we were building our defenses in secret, preparing for invasion, did you think it would end like this? Marcus shook his head. We prepared for war but achieved peace. Sometimes the best victories are the ones that end with new friendships rather than destroyed enemies. Freya smiled, thinking of how far they'd come. From the discovery of a crashed scout ship in the Atacama Desert to this moment, humanity had transformed from a species hiding its strength to one leading the galaxy toward a new future. The real work begins now, she said, watching new quantum ships from various civilizations arriving through the jump gates. Building trust, sharing knowledge, ensuring every species has a voice in shaping our shared future. The quantum sensors detected more ships arriving, diplomatic vessels from the far reaches of space, civilizations that had heard about the changes taking place and wanted to join the Confederation. Humanity's decision to share rather than hoard their technological advances had created a cascade of goodwill throughout the galaxy. Send word to Earth, Freya instructed Raj. Tell them to begin the final phase of emergence. It's time to show our people everything, all the advancements, all the technologies we've kept hidden. No more secrets. As the celebration continued around them, Earth's hidden facilities began powering up their public interfaces. Around the world, humans looked up in wonder as quantum platforms dropped their camouflage, as hidden cities emerged from the oceans, as the true extent of human achievement was finally revealed. The age of deception was truly over. In its place, a new era of openness, collaboration, and shared progress was beginning. Humanity had achieved something unprecedented. They had turned potential enemies into allies, transformed an empire into a confederation, and shown the galaxy that strength could serve peace as well as war. And in the Great Hall of Reconciliation, as representatives of 1,000 worlds celebrated their new beginning, the promise of a better future shone brighter than any star.